The massive ships emerged from the quantum fold like obsidian monoliths against Earth's azure sky. 37 vessels, each larger than humanity's largest space station, arranged themselves in a perfect hexagonal pattern above major population centers. Director Sarah Chen stood in the Terran Defense Initiative's command center, buried deep beneath the Himalayan mountains, watching as her worst fears and greatest preparations collided. "Multiple quantum signatures detected," announced Captain Maya Patel, her hands dancing across the holographic interface. "Energy readings are consistent with our predictions based on the Titan incident." Sarah nodded, remembering the classified events of 2034 when humanity first discovered they weren't alone. A crashed alien scout ship on Saturn's largest moon had given them both warning and opportunity. For 20 years, the TDI had worked in absolute secrecy, preparing for this moment. "Send Protocol Omega to all cells," Sarah commanded, her voice steady despite the weight of the moment. Around the world, hidden facilities began powering up systems that officially didn't exist. The quantum-enhanced defense grid, disguised as regular satellites, silently activated. The alien transmission came exactly as their simulations had predicted. The holographic figure that appeared in every major broadcasting system worldwide looked almost serpentine, with iridescent scales and multiple pairs of eyes arranged in a mesmerizing pattern. "People of Earth," the figure announced in perfectly synthesized English, "I am Supreme Commander Xerath of the Varaxian Empire. Your world has been chosen for integration into our perfect order. You have 48 Earth hours to submit to Imperial authority. Resistance will result in immediate pacification." Sarah allowed herself a small smile. The Varaxians had no idea they'd just stepped into humanity's carefully laid trap. 20 years ago, when they'd recovered that scout ship, humanity had done more than just reverse engineer its technology. They'd accessed its database, learned about the Empire's standard conquest protocols, and prepared accordingly. "Director," Maya called out, "we're receiving reports from all cells. Quantum shield generators are online and synchronized. The Legion units are awaiting deployment orders." The Legion, Sarah's pride and project. 10,000 soldiers enhanced with engineered biomechanical systems, trained in zero-gravity combat, and equipped with armor that could bend light itself. They were humanity's answer to the Varaxians' overwhelming numbers. "What about Project Prometheus?" Sarah asked, turning to Dr. James Rodriguez, their chief scientist. "The quantum entanglement drives are stable," he reported. "All test runs show 100% success rate in disrupting their fold space communications. They won't be able to call for reinforcements once we activate the system." Sarah walked to the central command platform, her footsteps echoing in the suddenly quiet chamber. Around her, the best minds humanity had to offer waited for her orders. They'd spent 2 decades preparing for this moment, building weapons and defenses the Varaxians couldn't imagine. "Send word to all TDI cells," she commanded. "Initialize defense pattern Aurora. And get me a secure line to the Security Council. It's time to show the world what we've been building with their black budget funding." As her orders went out, hidden facilities across the globe hummed to life. In underwater bases, quantum-powered vessels prepared for launch. In mountain bunkers, gravity manipulation arrays powered up. And in orbit, disguised satellites began their transformation into humanity's first line of defense. The Varaxians had expected to find a primitive species, easy to conquer and subjugate. Instead, they'd found a humanity that had spent 20 years preparing specifically for them. As Sarah watched the tactical displays light up with activation signals from their hidden arsenal, she couldn't help but think of an old Earth saying. "Send a message to Supreme Commander Xerath," she ordered. "Tell him humanity respectfully declines their offer of integration, and suggests they check their sensor readings very carefully." As the message was sent, the first phase of humanity's counter-offensive silently deployed. The trap was set. Now it was time to show the Varaxian Empire exactly why you don't underestimate human ingenuity. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, Commander Elena Santos walked through the gleaming corridors of Atlantis Base, one of humanity's best-kept secrets. The massive underwater facility housed some of the TDI's most advanced weapons, developed from 2 decades of studying Varaxian technology. "Final systems check complete," reported Lieutenant David Chen, falling into step beside her. "The quantum resonance torpedoes are ready for deployment. All 30 submarines have been retrofitted with the new drives." Elena nodded, remembering how they'd transformed Earth's nuclear submarine fleet into something the Varaxians would never expect. The vessels now carried weapons that could disrupt the aliens' quantum-based systems, turning their own technology against them. But that was just the beginning. "Status on the Chimera squadrons?" she asked, entering the facility's central command hub. The massive chamber buzzed with activity as technicians prepared for humanity's first major space battle. "All pilots are neurally linked and ready," David replied, bringing up a holographic display. The biosynthetic interface is holding steady at 98% synchronization. The Chimera fighters represented humanity's greatest achievement in reverse engineering Varaxian technology. While the aliens relied on pure artificial intelligence for their combat systems, humanity had created a perfect fusion of human intuition and machine precision. Each pilot joined minds with their craft, becoming one with the quantum-enhanced systems. Above them, disguised as regular ocean waves, the base's massive launch doors began to open. Elena watched as the first squadron of Chimera fighters rose from the depths, their adaptive camouflage making them nearly invisible against the dark water. The sight reminded her of ancient sea monsters emerging from the abyss. "Message from Director Chen," David announced. "The Varaxians are deploying scout ships. They're searching for our defensive capabilities." Elena smiled. Let them search. The TDI had spent years perfecting the art of hiding in plain sight. Their quantum shield technology didn't just protect against attacks. It bent probability itself, making their facilities virtually impossible to detect. "Begin Operation Hydra," she commanded. Around the world, other hidden bases received the same order. From the depths of the Mariana Trench to secret caverns beneath the Antarctic ice, humanity's true military might awakened. The Varaxians had made a crucial mistake in their assessment of Earth. They'd seen the public face of humanity's space program. The clumsy rockets, the primitive satellites, the struggling space stations. They hadn't realized it was all an elaborate deception. "Commander," David called out urgently, "we're detecting quantum fluctuations. The Varaxians are trying to scan through the ocean." "Let them," Elena replied calmly. "Activate the quantum mirage system." The technology, developed from studying the scout ship's stealth systems, didn't just hide their base. It created false readings, showing nothing but normal ocean currents and marine life. Meanwhile, beneath the deception, humanity's warriors prepared for battle. In the training chamber adjacent to the command center, Elena watched as a squad of Legion soldiers ran through their final drills. Their biomechanical armor seemed to flow like liquid metal, adapting to each movement. These weren't just enhanced humans. They were the next step in human evolution, created to fight in any environment from deep space to alien worlds. "All Legion units report ready," announced Captain Sarah Wong, the squad leader. "The neural dampeners are functioning perfectly. We're immune to their psychic scanning." This was another advantage the Varaxians didn't know about. When they'd studied the alien database, they'd discovered the Empire's reliance on psychic technology for battlefield coordination. Humanity had developed countermeasures before the Varaxians even arrived. "Message from Himalayan Command," David reported. "The Varaxians have announced they're growing impatient. They're demanding an answer to their ultimatum." Elena checked the tactical display. Around the world, humanity's hidden forces were in position. The trap was almost ready. Years of preparation, trillions in secret funding, and the combined technological genius of Earth's best minds had created an arsenal that would shake the Empire to its foundations. "Send word to Director Chen," she ordered. "Atlantis Base is ready to initiate Phase 2. The Varaxians want to see Earth's response." She watched as another squadron of Chimera fighters rose from the depths. "We'll give them a demonstration they'll never forget." As the 48-hour deadline approached, humanity's hidden arsenal stood ready. The Varaxians expected to find a primitive species cowering before their superior technology. Instead, they were about to face an enemy that had spent 20 years preparing specifically for this confrontation. The oceans themselves were about to reveal their secrets, and the Empire would learn why Earth's waters had birthed some of the most effective predators in the galaxy's history. When the Varaxian fleet launched their first attack, they expected minimal resistance. What they got instead was Operation Stormbreaker, humanity's masterstroke, 20 years in the making. Captain Marcus Zhang watched from the bridge of the TDS Hyperion, hidden in Earth's thermosphere. His ship, like dozens of others, had been masked by quantum field generators that bent not just light, but probability itself. To the Varaxian sensors, they simply didn't exist. "Enemy fleet is moving into attack formation," reported Lieutenant Aisha Rahman, her fingers dancing across the neural interface. Their energy signatures matched the patterns from the Titan database. Marcus allowed himself a small smile. The Varaxians were following their standard invasion protocol, exactly as predicted. "Signal all ships," he ordered. "Execute pattern Omega." Across Earth's orbit, humanity's hidden fleet sprang into action. Ships seemed to materialize from nowhere as their quantum camouflage dropped. But instead of meeting the Varaxians head-on, they executed a battle plan unlike anything the Empire had seen in its 1,000 years of conquest. The Chimera squadron struck first, their biosensed pilots moving with impossible precision. Rather than engage in traditional dogfights, they utilized Earth's magnetic field as both weapon and shield. The fighters dove through the ionosphere, using the planet's natural electromagnetic phenomena to create devastating electromagnetic pulses. Multiple enemy ships reporting systems failures, Aisha announced with satisfaction. "Their quantum shields are destabilizing." This was just the beginning. From the oceans below, Alina Santos's submarine fleet launched their attack. The converted nuclear subs, now equipped with quantum drives, emerged from the waters and ascended into low orbit. Their torpedoes, designed to disrupt quantum fields, tore through the Varaxian ships' supposedly impenetrable defenses. "Launch the Legion units," Marcus commanded. From the Hyperion's hold, pods containing humanity's enhanced warriors shot toward the disabled Varaxian vessels. The Legion soldiers, their biomechanical armor adapting to the vacuum of space, reached the alien ships with practiced efficiency. In the Himalayan command center, Director Chen watched the battle unfold. "Activate Project Zeus," she ordered. Around the planet, hidden installations powered up humanity's trump card, a network of quantum entanglement disruptors that would cut off the Varaxian fleet from their reinforcements. The Empire's commanders watched in growing horror as their supposedly inferior opponents executed impossible maneuvers with terrible precision. Humanity wasn't just fighting back. They were fighting with intimate knowledge of Varaxian tactics and technology. On the bridge of a Varaxian dreadnought, Supreme Commander Xerath faced something he'd never encountered in centuries of warfare: uncertainty. His ship's quantum communications were being blocked by technology that shouldn't exist on such a primitive world. His psychic coordination network was meeting only static where there should have been terror and chaos. Back on the Hyperion, Marcus coordinated the next phase of the attack. The Legion teams had successfully captured 3 Varaxian vessels, their enhanced abilities proving more than a match for the alien crews. The captured ships' databases would provide even more tactical advantages. "Sir," Aisha called out, "the enemy fleet is attempting to regroup near the lunar orbit." "Perfect," Marcus replied. "Signal Lunar Base Alpha. Tell Commander Rodriguez it's time for the gravity lance." Hidden beneath the moon's surface, humanity's secret lunar base powered up its primary weapon. The gravity lance, developed from principles found in the Titan scout ship, could temporarily create a localized gravity, well strong enough to tear a ship apart. The Varaxian fleet, already reeling from the unexpected resistance, suddenly found themselves being pulled apart by forces they couldn't understand. Ships designed to withstand the stresses of quantum fold travel crumpled like paper toys. Enemy fleet is breaking formation, Asia reported. Multiple ships attempting emergency quantum jumps. But the quantum entanglement disruptors did their work. Each attempted jump resulted in catastrophic drive failures. The Empire's mighty armada was trapped, being systematically torn apart by weapons and tactics they'd never encountered. Marcus opened a channel to all Earth forces. "Push the advantage," he ordered. "Don't let them regroup. Show them why humanity hasn't just been waiting for their arrival. We've been preparing for it." The battle continued to unfold like a deadly dance. Human ships, smaller but infinitely more maneuverable, struck from impossible angles. Legion boarding parties turned captured vessels against their former masters. And through it all, humanity's quantum technology prevented any word of their capabilities from reaching the Empire. Operation Stormbreaker wasn't just a military victory in progress. It was a message written in fire across the stars. Humanity would not submit, would not be conquered. They had taken the Empire's own technology and transformed it into something new, something uniquely human. And they were just getting started. The massive form of Jupiter loomed before the human fleet as they pursued the retreating Voraxian forces. Dr. Kira Petal stood at her station aboard the science vessel TDS Galileo, monitoring the gas giant's intense radiation fields. What the Voraxians saw as a hazard to avoid, humanity had learned to use as a weapon. "They're taking position in the Jovian magnetosphere," reported Captain Jack Torres from the bridge of the TDS Hyperion. "Exactly where we want them." The remnants of the Voraxian fleet had fled to Jupiter after their defeat at Earth, hoping to use the planet's intense radiation to mask their emergency repairs. They didn't realize they'd played directly into humanity's hands. "Initialize Project Maelstrom," ordered Director Chen, her hologram flickering in the Galileo's command center. For 15 years, humanity had maintained a secret research station orbiting Jupiter, studying how to harness the gas giant's powerful magnetic field. Kira's fingers flew across her neural interface as she activated the network of quantum resonators hidden among Jupiter's moons. Each device had been carefully positioned to amplify and direct the planet's natural electromagnetic forces. "Resonator network at full power," she announced. "Magnetic field containment is stable." The Voraxians noticed too late what was happening. Jupiter's massive magnetic field, already powerful enough to protect the entire solar system from cosmic radiation, began to shift and concentrate. The alien ships, their quantum shields useless against this force of nature, found themselves caught in an artificial magnetic storm. Legion teams report ready. Commander Elena Santos transmitted from her position near Europa. The enhanced soldiers had adapted their tactics for the unique conditions around Jupiter, their biomechanical armor now calibrated to use the intense radiation to power their systems. The battle that followed would be studied in military academies for centuries to come. Human ships danced through Jupiter's radiation belts, their crews protected by technology reverse-engineered from the Titan scout ship. The Voraxians, trapped between the gas giant's crushing magnetic field and humanity's advancing forces, fought with the desperation of a cornered animal. "They're attempting to use their quantum drives," Kira observed, watching the energy readings spike. Exactly as predicted. This was the moment they'd prepared for. As the Voraxian ships engaged their quantum drives, the resonator network shifted frequency. The interaction between the quantum fields and Jupiter's enhanced magnetic field created a cascading reaction that the aliens had never encountered before. "Multiple enemy ships experiencing drive failures," reported Lieutenant Raman from the Hyperion. "Their quantum fields are collapsing." The Voraxians had never imagined that a primitive species could turn their own technology and the fundamental forces of nature against them so effectively. Their mighty warships, designed to traverse the galaxy with impunity, were being systematically disabled by a magnetic field that humans had learned to control. "Commence boarding operations," ordered Captain Zhang. The Legion units launched from their hidden bases on Jupiter's moons, their enhanced bodies immune to the radiation that would have killed unprotected humans. They breached the disabled Voraxian vessels with practiced efficiency. In the chaos of battle, Supreme Commander Xerath finally realized the true extent of his miscalculation. His forces had dismissed Earth as another primitive world to be conquered. Instead, they'd found an enemy that had spent decades preparing specifically for this confrontation. "Sir," Kira called out, her voice urgent, "we're detecting unusual quantum signatures from the Voraxian command ship. They appear to be activating some kind of emergency protocol." Before anyone could react, a brilliant flash of energy erupted from Xerath's vessel. But instead of the expected explosion, something else happened. Something that would change humanity's understanding of the conflict entirely. The quantum surge revealed a hidden signal, broadcasting on frequencies that only the most advanced human sensors could detect. As the computers decoded the transmission, Kira's eyes widened in disbelief. "Director," she transmitted to Chen, "you need to see this. The Voraxians, they're not what we thought they were. This wasn't just an invasion. It was a test." As the battle around Jupiter reached its climax, humanity stood on the brink of discovering that their greatest victory might also be the key to understanding their place in a much larger galactic game. The true nature of the Voraxian Empire, and why they had really come to Earth, was about to be revealed. The decoded signal from Supreme Commander Xerath's ship changed everything. As Director Chen read the transmission in the Himalayan Command Center, she finally understood the true nature of humanity's victory. "The Voraxian Empire isn't just an empire," she announced to the assembled military leaders. "It's a galactic evaluation system. They don't conquer species, they test them." For millennia, the Voraxians had served as guardians of the galaxy's developing civilizations. Each invasion was actually an elaborate assessment, designed to identify species capable of joining a hidden coalition of advanced civilizations. The quantum technology from the Titan scout ship hadn't crashed by accident. It had been left deliberately. "They wanted to see how we'd use their technology," Dr. Kira Paddle explained from the Galileo. "Whether we'd simply copy it or innovate and improve upon it." The human response had exceeded all expectations. Instead of merely replicating Voraxian technology, humanity had transformed it, combining it with their own innovations to create something entirely new. The Legion's biomechanical enhancements, the quantum resonance weapons, the gravity lance, all represented evolutionary leaps beyond the original Voraxian designs. Supreme Commander Xerath requested a parley aboard the neutral ground of Europa Base. As he stepped from his shuttle, his serpentine form seemed less threatening now, more diplomatic than militant. "For 1,000 years, we have tested emerging civilizations," Xerath explained to the assembled human leaders. "Many simply surrender, others fight conventionally and fail. But you," he gestured at the human fleet visible through Europa's dome, "you did something unprecedented." Director Chen stood proudly before the alien commander. "We learned from you, but we didn't just imitate. We innovated. We evolved." "Precisely." Xerath's multiple eyes gleamed with approval. "You took our quantum technology and created ways to counter it. You transformed your submarines into space warfare vessels. You weaponized Jupiter's magnetic field, something we never conceived possible. Most importantly, you did it all while maintaining perfect operational security." The revelation transformed the context of everything humanity had achieved. Their victory hadn't just been about defending Earth. It had been about proving humanity's readiness for a larger role in the galaxy. "The coalition of advanced species requires new perspectives," Xerath continued. "Fresh approaches to ancient challenges. Your species has demonstrated not just technological aptitude, but strategic innovation and ethical restraint. You could have used our technology to launch a counter-invasion. Instead, you focused on defense and captured our ships intact where possible." In orbit around Jupiter, human and Voraxian ships now floated side by side. The Legion soldiers, their biomechanical enhancements gleaming, stood at ease beside their former adversaries. What had begun as an invasion had transformed into a first step toward galactic cooperation. There are threats in this galaxy far greater than our staged invasion, HFY revealed. Challenges that require exactly the kind of innovative thinking humanity has demonstrated. We offer you not subjugation, but partnership. Director Chen looked at her fellow leaders, Commander Santos, Captain Zhang, Dr. Patel, each representing different aspects of humanity's achievement. Their 20 years of preparation had earned them something far more valuable than mere victory. We accept, Chen responded, but on equal terms. Humanity won't be junior partners. We've proved we can match and even exceed your capabilities. HFY's gesture of agreement was unmistakable. The coalition expected nothing less. Your innovation with quantum technology alone has opened up possibilities we never imagined. Together, we can explore them all. As the formal agreements were drafted, humanity began to glimpse its new role in the galaxy. Their hidden preparations, their reverse-engineered innovations, their tactical creativity, all had served to demonstrate not just their ability to survive, but their potential to thrive among the stars. The Terran Defense Initiative, created to protect Earth, would evolve into humanity's first interstellar agency. Their weapons would be transformed into tools of exploration and discovery. The Legion soldiers would become ambassadors to worlds beyond human imagination.